In 2023, I was fortunate enough to race a car called a Jedi F1000 in the F1000 Championship in the UK. Now, in this weekend of racing, I raced at a track called Oulton Park, which you might recognise from iRacing. Now, the reason I'm making this video is to see if I can transfer my skills, knowledge and experience from real life racing into iRacing, because iRacing this week is at Oulton Park in the Toyota GR86s. Now, of course, the GR86 in iRacing is a completely different car to the Jedi F1000 that I raced in real life, as the F1000 is probably more than half the weight of the Toyota GR86, with the addition of having downforce as well. But when it comes to track knowledge and that pure real life experience, there's plenty of things I can transfer into iRacing, and you're going to see that in this video. But just before we jump into that first race, if you do end up enjoying this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel and comment down below what you'd like to see. But without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the first race. God, going green, I'm barely at fucking last corner. Oh, it's gonna be mental. So here we go, it's race one of this video. Let's see what we can do. So immediately off the start, we managed to gain 3 positions, and you can see the driver just behind us by the name of Daniel Perez Sanchez is actually going to be one of our main competitors in this race, as he dives up the inside going into the first hairpin of the race. No. Almost taken us out. We have to take some avoiding action. He gets stuck behind Ivan Martin just behind us.
Almost got taken out of the hairpin by Daniel to move out the way. Oh my god. Rally cross.
Now, as we come out of this fast sweeping right, you can see Roberto just in front of us goes off on the grass, and we're going to have a look up the inside of Roberto and Adrian, but there's definitely not enough space to go through there. Wouldn't be very responsible, and 2 cars off in the distance are off in the gravel and the grass. Daniel is just behind us, really eager to try and get past.
Daniel, work with me, bro. Work with me, trust me, please.
He is on a mission, that man. But we're not going to hang back ourselves. We're going to go around the outside of Roberto just on our right now. And usually outside moves don't work on that corner, but luckily we get enough speed around the outside, overtaking Roberto, staying in front of Daniel Perez just behind us as well. Getting a nice clean overtake before turn 1, which was really important. Would have had a lot of trouble if we didn't get fully past.
Christ almighty. It's so separated back here. Not good.
Yeah, we're very far from the couple of cars at the front of the field. It's going to be really difficult to try and catch up to them. But at the moment, we're catching up to Adrian just in front of us, so we can focus on him at the moment. We're going to have a lot of tow going into Druids, the double right just here. And he slows down considerably coming through this corner, annoyingly slowing us down. You can see Daniel is looking to capitalize on this as he sweeps over to the left, almost taking us out, clipping the back of our car. And we're going to get a really nice switchback on Adrian just in front of us. We've got the inside line now. It's going to be pretty much impossible for him to defend, so we can have a little look at Daniel just behind. He switches to the inside and then switches to the outside, going into the back of Adrian. I don't know what that man is doing. He's got some interesting racecraft, I'll tell you that. But nonetheless, we're going to skip forward to lap 4 now. And we're actually catching up to Daniel Pardo just in front of us. He is pretty much going to be one of the only cars we're actually going to be able to overtake before the end of this race. He goes wide coming out of Druids. Going to give us a very good chance of catching up to him before the last corner. But it's still going to be really hard to overtake him here. We're definitely not close enough. We're going to hang back. We catch up a lot on the brakes, clipping the inside curb. Almost losing it on the last corner. We're going to get a very nice exit out of the first corner here. Again, catching up to our friend Daniel just in front of us. Going to have a look up the inside. Let's try and get this move done as fast as possible so we can try and focus on getting away from Daniel Sanchez off in the distance behind us there. Now, still within the tow, Daniel's going to have a pretty good chance of trying to go for a move here.
Come, Daniel, come. Don't go for the move. No.
taking a bit too much curb, going off, gaining ourselves a 1x. And you can see P5 ahead of us is just in front of a back marker there, just under 4 seconds in front of us. It's going to be super, super difficult to try and catch up to him.
Jesus.
You can see the battle between Daniel and Daniel behind us is coming to an end as Perez Sanchez manages to get past the other Daniel. And frustratingly, he's still going to be within a second behind us, meaning he's in slipstream distance.
But it's such a good race up there, man.
Coming onto one of the back straights, you can see Daniel off in the distance there looking very menacing. Slowly but surely cutting down that distance between me and him. And annoyingly we go wide around the long left.
No!
Giving ourselves a 1 second penalty, making it a lot harder to try and get away from Daniel. Now we're going to brake quite early going into the hairpin to try and get rid of this penalty before the straight. Luckily we do. However, Daniel is still going to have a very good chance of getting side on with us. And we're going to take a defensive line as he moves to the outside slightly, but is going to come off the power, staying behind us as he knows he's definitely not going to make a move here. But he's going to have a very good run on the way to Druids here.
Getting caught up here.
But he's going to lift off, probably going for more of a tactical race. Now onto the last lap. It's going to be very, very tense, this race. We've got a 3 tenths gap to Daniel just behind us, and he's firmly within the toe. Pretty much all I've got to do is keep it consistent and try and keep him behind. We get a very nice exit out of the first corner using all the track available. And annoyingly, into turn 3 we go wide again. But luckily this time we don't go wide enough to get a slowdown penalty. Daniel is now catching up to us through the really fast left, coming towards the hairpin now. Is Daniel going to go for a move? No. But onto the straight, he's going to have a very nice run. We're going to stay defensive again, just like we did the last lap. Keeping to the right-hand side. Daniel's going to come out onto our left. However, this is probably not the best place for the move, as he now goes wide, trying to stay around the outside of one of the fastest corners on this track. He's right on our gearbox. I'm going to slow down coming through Druids. What is Daniel going to do? He's not got that many chances now. Literally 1 corner left of this race. Are we going to be able to hold it?
You've been driving like a already.
With the most desperate move I've ever seen, he's going to dive up the inside, smashing into the back of us. But luckily, we're going to be able to hold P6.
Move, Daniel. Move. Got me 4x for no reason.
So here we go, it's race 2 and now we're in qualifying. So let's actually try and qualify up the field instead of starting at the back again. Now if you've been to Oulton Park on the sim, you'll know it's all about commitment at this track. So if I want to set a good qualifying time, a pole-worthy qualifying time, I'm really going to have to use all my confidence on this track. But overcommitting to a corner is very easy.
Had to fight to keep it on though. It's a good lap. Should be my best lap. It's decent.
And we qualify with a 41.5, almost a whole second in front of the car behind me.
Give the safety car a little bit of space so we got freedom.
Now being almost a second ahead in quali, I'd love to say that this race is going to be easy. But the toe in these cars never allow for the races to just be a straightforward drive to the line. Now we get a very smooth start, surprising Joel just behind us off the line. With that start, we actually managed to gain 8 tenths on Joel. So all I've got to try and do is just maintain the gap, drive consistently, and just try and fight against the toe that he's going to have the whole race. But that's obviously a lot easier said than done.
It's a bit of a dodgy start, but I want to win.
Now coming round the fast left-hander, you can see Joel is just over a second behind us now. But again, onto the straight, he manages to bring it back somehow. I told you guys it wasn't going to be simple. Even if my pace is way better than his, it seems like he's always going to be able to keep up with me. But yeah, there's no point focusing on that. I just need to keep consistent, drive as well as I can. You can see Joel is slowly creeping up towards us now. Now we're going to come across the line for lap 2 of this race, and we've managed to maintain a decent lead to Joel just behind us. One thing we don't have to worry about is P3 and 4, around 3 seconds behind us now. It's literally just Joel behind us that we're going to have a battle with, it seems like. Coming through towards the hairpin right-hander now. You can see Joel is now firmly in our toe, around 6 tenths behind us, and he's going to have a very good chance of closing the distance a lot onto this straight now. This is one of the worst straights when you're leading. Yeah, he's going to cut that gap to 4 tenths there, you can see, just slowly cutting that distance. They really do make these Toyotas pure battle cars. It's impossible to just get away from people on pure pace. But hey, I'm all here for it if I need to fight for this win. As we cross the line onto lap 3, things are getting really tense now, as Joel is literally 3 tenths just behind us. Was 2 tenths behind us a second ago.
Seems no matter what you do in this race, they're always going to be on your ass.
And it looks like this race is going to take quite a turn now.
Didn't do the most amazing first couple of laps, but still.
It definitely did feel like even if I did a maybe 41.6 or 41.7 on the first lap, it would still be really difficult to try and get away from him. But hey, enough talking about what could have been done. Joel is right behind us and literally on our gearbox now. He's pushing us on the straight. He moves to the outside to possibly look for a mover out the outside or a switchback coming out the long right-hander. Coming through Druids, we're going to get a pretty decent exit. As you can see, even with the toe, Joel is not going to make much distance on us on this straight here. He's going to stay on the outside. We're going to act quite defensive to try and keep him out the toe a little bit. And we get a pretty bad exit out of that last corner, unfortunately. So we're going to stay on the inside to try and stop Joel going for the move. And Joel's going to stay to the left, taking the normal line now. We're going to cover off on the inside. It's going to give us a poor exit out of this corner. Joel committed through the first corner, maybe a bit too committed, going wide and moving back over to the right-hand side. Coming through the fast left, we're going to go nice and late on the brakes coming into this hairpin now. We did manage to get a pretty good exit out of the hairpin, but he is still very much on our back and goes to the outside to get side on with us coming into the fast right-hander. There's definitely no move happening there.
He's never going to get me through there.
Again, coming towards the last corner, Joel has a nice run on us and he's going to come to the left. We're going to cover off again, stopping him from going for the move. He's going to try and get a little switchback. We get a really poor exit out of the last corner. He's going to move to the outside and he might actually have enough speed to try and get past us here. He takes first place, but we're still going to have the inside line and we're going to maintain the inside, diving up the inside. And this is a door-to-door battle here. He's annoyingly going to have the inside line for turn 3 coming up right now. Are we possibly going to be able to make the move around the outside? It never normally works on this corner, and rightfully so. He keeps up the inside. He's going to have the inside line for the next corner again.
Ooh, this is close.
Coming through the fast left, we're actually going to have to back out of this one.
Had to back out of that one.
We stay behind him and we lose the lead for the first time in this race. But we're coming up to a straight now, and now I'm going to have the slipstream this time.
Here we bloody go.
We don't make up as much distance as we wanted on the straight here. However, we're going to go very fast through this corner. He goes very wide, taking a bit too much speed. And that's going to give us a really nice run towards Druids here. He's going to cover off with the inside. We're going to stay on the left-hand side. And we're not going to try and go for the move. We possibly try and go for the switchback, but he maintains his defense very, very well, I have to say. Moving himself over to the right-hand side, making it impossible for us to try and dive up the inside. We're going to stay on the outside, looking for a possible switch back into the last corner, which unfortunately we do not have enough speed for. Now we're going to stay to the left hand side and we're actually going to go for a dummy into the first corner. Getting well alongside him now. Are we going to be able to make this move? We give him a little bit of a push off the track. A very aggressive move there. I'll let you guys decide what you thought of that one in the comments. But the main thing is we've got the lead of this race back. And we've managed to show Joel that we're not just going to let him take the win. It was definitely aggressive, but I don't think the move was too bad. Now we're aiming to get a really good exit out of this hairpin just to make it easier for us to defend on the straight, but unfortunately that's not going to make a difference as he's going to get a very, very nice run onto the straight quite early as well, but this time he's going to give us a bump instead of trying to go to the outside to overtake. But he still makes a move on the outside, actually compromising his exit, losing a lot of distance to me on the way towards Druids. Now fast forwarding towards lap 7 now, around the same section we just came from on lap 6. And he's going to have another run on us on this straight here. I'm just going to do the same thing I always do. Stay on the defense. Don't give him any chance of trying to get on the inside of us. And now he's going to move to the outside and almost pit maneuver us off the track, pushing us onto the grass slightly. And annoyingly, that's going to take our focus away as we turn in a bit too early, taking way too much curb on the right.
Got me 4x for no reason.
And he's going to manage to get up the inside, passing us at Druids.
No space.
Very, very frustrating situation there. Very interesting racecraft from Joel just in front. But hey, I've got even more of a reason to race aggressive now. We're not going to let him get away with it at all. Going on to lap 8 now. We've managed to stay just behind him. Just looking for opportunities. Looking for any way we can try and get back past him. He goes slightly wide coming through this corner, but manages to actually get a pretty good exit. Now coming through the fast left, we're going to catch up a lot here. Can we go for a move up the inside? No. He's going to stay slightly on the inside, possibly going for a defense, compromises his exit here. But we're still going to have a pretty good tow. And towards the next corner, we should have a decent chance of possibly getting a move done. Obviously, all depending on what he does with his defense. And interestingly, he moves to the left-hand side for his defense this time. He could possibly be looking for a switchback with his defense, which he actually does go for. So we cover off the inside, knowing he's going to try and trick us with that one, not allowing him to go for that switchback on us. We're now side by side going through to Druids here. He's giving us a little bit of bump action. And we're going to have the inside line for Druids. It's going to be pretty much impossible for him to keep the outside line around Druids. And we've taken the lead back very confidently, just using all the racecraft I've got in my arsenal.
Last lap.
And we've actually made it to the last lap. Let's see what we can do. Can we manage to keep him behind for the rest of this lap? I can expect him to get a little bit more aggressive towards the end of this race. And I'm all for it. I'm ready to defend. I'm ready for whatever he has to offer me. Now coming out of turn 3, we're actually going to move over to the left to try and get him out of my toe. And he doesn't actually move to follow us. So we move back over to the right to give ourselves a nice line for this long left-hander. Now if he gets a good exit out of this hairpin here, it's going to be very hard to defend on the straight.
Did I just walk? He left. He disconnected.
And we're probably one of the most interesting ends to a race I've ever had in this game. We managed to cross the line in P1, securing ourselves a nice win for the books and gaining ourselves a whole heap of iRating. But I didn't say the video was over yet. I want you guys to get ready for probably one of the most competitive races I've ever had on iRacing. This race was a whole lot of fun, I have to say. But obviously, we've got to start off with a qualifying session first. and we crossed the line with a 41.87, which is actually 3 tenths slower than our last race. However, we're in the top 4 and is separated by 0.083, which is a crazy close gap. This is definitely going to be a very close race. Now, a driver we're going to watch out for in this race is John James Wilson, just on our right. 4.8k I rating, and yeah, I'll let you guys watch how this race goes. And here we go. We actually started off, funny enough, by Daniel Perez Sanchez, who was the absolute menace in the first race. And we're going to follow John James Wilson just in front of us in third. We're going to look for a move up the inside. We dive up the inside, no contact, but definitely very aggressive as we actually move him off the track. Yeah, very controversial move. I'll let you guys get in the comments for that one again. However, we're in third place and we've managed to make the overtake. Let's just hope John isn't holding anything against us for the rest of the race. Now, putting our focus ahead, we're behind Junior and Daniel, so we can start focusing on trying to get in the winning positions now. So we're going to be in the toe of car number 10 on the straight here, and instead of just going for the move on Junior in front of us, we're actually going to give him a bit of a bump to try and catch up to Daniel Perez Sanchez at the front, as there's no way I'm letting that man get away with the win. And we actually give Junior a bit of overspeed, which he's unable to manage, going slightly wide on the exit here. And you can see Daniel goes slightly wide on the last corner as well. So it looks like everyone's making mistakes, and I'm looking to capitalize on them when the opportunities arise. Now, Junior just in front of us is looking very out of control as he goes quite wide on turn 1, forcing him to move over to the right hand side to try and control the car again. We're straight away going to use the opportunity to get up the inside, getting ourselves up to second position on lap 2 of this race. And now we're focusing our attention to Daniel in front of us. At the end of this straight, we managed to cut a very solid 3 tenths out of Daniel in front of us, and I'm extremely eager to try and get past him here. There's no way I'm letting him get away with a win this race. And Daniel unfortunately misses the second apex at Druids here, and we're going to use the speed we have on him to try and look for a switch up the inside, which probably wasn't the smartest move, and we have to back out of it, move into the outside, completely compromising our exit out of the last corner, causing me to now have to worry about John Wilson just behind us, who has got himself confidently back in this race. I'm going to stay to the inside, defending from Junior and John just behind me. John is going to give us a little bit of a bump. We're going to stay up the inside of Junior, trying to keep our position desperately, and Junior goes off the track as we very aggressively try and stay on the inside. John is going to confidently come past Junior, and yeah, this is one hell of a race now. We have to try and catch back up to Daniel. Now, even though I see John get a way better exit than me, I stupidly leave the inside line open for John. So without any hesitation, he is going to immediately go for that opportunity, taking the inside line from me around the fast left, and secures second place for himself. And I've caused a lot more work for myself. Going on to lap 4 of this race now. We're chasing John James back again, and we're now both trying to catch up to Daniel this time. I'm definitely going to have to pull something out of the bag if I want to get myself into the lead of this race.
Oh, that's close. Naughty bit of grass, man. F***ing hell. That was so close.
Pulling moves like that are definitely not going to help me get in the lead. Just need to keep it clean and try and give some pressure to the guys in front and see what happens. And moments later, Daniel Perez Sanchez manages to go wide at the hairpin, and that allows me and John to go through into first and second now. Now I'm going to have a really nice toe on John on the main straight here, and I move to the right to try and go for an overtake up the inside, and we managed to actually get the move done, while Daniel dives up the inside, taking himself out.
Interesting move from Daniel there.
He's really trying to send it there.
And Daniel holding up his reputation there as we hit the inside curb on Druids, going wide, missing the second apex annoyingly, but
oh my God.
Luckily we managed to keep it stable on the straight. And John is going to have a nice run on us into the first corner here, but he's not going to go for the move as he's not that close to go for a move. We just need to keep it clean. Hopefully we can defend from John nicely. He's going to be on the outside now. We're going to sort of cover off the inside, stay into the middle of the track. This time we're actually going to move to the inside to stop his previous move from happening. But instead he's going to actually give us a bump draft to try and now get away from the two drivers just behind us. Junior in car number 10 and Jared in car number 6. The less cars there are to battle for the lead, the easier it's going to be to gain some iRating for me and John.
The toe is mental.
I'm happy to work with him and I'm happy for him to push me while I'm in the lead, but I'm definitely still staying defensive. I'm ready for him to suddenly make a move when he's ready. But obviously it's a race, so I can't feel bad about that. He's right on our tail now, still giving us the bump, but it doesn't seem to be working very well as Jarrett is catching up even more. He seems to have left Junior in the distance, so getting away from him is probably going to be a lot harder than we thought, as John has a big oversteer moment coming out the hairpin, which is probably the last place you want to have a moment, and he's going to lose loads of speed coming onto the straight now. I'm going to get away from him, which is very good for me, and Jarrett is now following James very, very closely, giving him a bump to come closer to me. We're going to get a very nice exit out of the long right, and John has dropped back a little bit. Am I going to drop back for him? No, I'm not. But instead I'm going to hit the inside curve of Druids, losing a lot of speed through that corner. Oh god, it's so annoying how many mistakes I've made on that corner. But we're going to pay for that mistake now, as we have to take a defensive line to not allow John to go for a move on us, as it seems he's turned into battle mode now. So yeah, we just have to be very careful. Can't lose this first position. Now we're going to cover off to the inside again. He tells us to stay on our line, but I'm still saying very wary. I take the normal line. We get a nice turn in through the first corner. John manages to get a better exit than us as Jarrett drops back by 2 tenths slightly. We are now on to lap 7 and our 4 cars are separated by under a second, which is a crazy gap for the top 4, but you can never expect anything less in these Toyota races.
We're not going to lose him, brother, so you can start racing if you want.
I decide to give John the signal that I'm ready to race. I'm way too wary to just have him pushing me, as I never know when he's actually going to go for the move. So I'm ready to race, and to be honest, I just want Jarrett to overtake him so they both battle. But John is ready, and he stays hot on our tail, and he switches to the left-hand side, going for the move around the outside towards Druids. But hopefully that's not going to work for him, as I'm going to maintain the inside line with nice defense. And we maintain the inside line, getting a good exit, and John actually compromises his exit, and we manage to gain a little bit of distance, a little bit of breathing room. We've managed to stretch the gap to half a second now. On to lap 8. Only 2 laps left of this race. Are we going to be able to win this race and get another win for this video? The next few corners are going to be super, super important, as John is very committed through turn 3. You can see he gains a tenth on us through that corner, just getting larger and larger in our rear view mirror now. Now we're carrying loads of momentum from the fast left into the hairpin, hot on the brakes, and we get on the power quite early.
Shit! Big mistake, man.
Well, that was one way to bottle it. We get overtaken by Jarrett and Junior into P4. However, into the fast right, Junior decides not to brake. He goes straight into the back of Jarrett and, oh god.
Oh, big one.
Jesus, the pole sitter and previous race leader Daniel gets into one of the biggest crashes I've ever seen in this game.
Damn it.
However, we've got 1 lap left of this race. We managed to get Junior back for 2nd place. Can we do it with a 1.2 second gap to John just in front? So we're going to have a slight tow and John's going to be driving as consistent as he possibly can. Will we be able to get him and no. No, we won't.
Hold on, man.
Well, not everything has a happy ending. Little mistakes can make the biggest differences. But it was still an amazing race and I had a lot of fun doing it. until the end. But I really hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did enjoy this video, again, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and again, comment down below what you guys think I can improve in these videos, as I'm always looking for ways to improve these videos and make them more enjoyable for you guys. Now, I'm going to be setting up my members community on this channel, and this is going to be a really big thing to try and help me produce videos at higher quality, much more consistently, and I really want all you guys to get involved. Subscribing to the channel is more than enough, but if you want to push that support even further, why not become a member of the channel, as there's some big things coming to this channel, including live streams, as well as some other big projects I've got in the works. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.